Chinese border, southern spawn, heavy tank. What options do we have? Spawning in the south with the heavy tank, you have several options. So in general, in my opinion, you should play on the southern part of the map, because advancing to the north is yeah, simply doesn't make any sense, because with winning the north, you still have problems of moving all the way to the enemy base. This play can be defended relatively easily, and so I think the strategic position for heavy tank and also for medium tank is the southern portion of the map. So what can you do? You can either go to the southern portion here, and depending on your speed, you will be able to make it to this position once or until the enemy team peeks out right here, or maybe you even advance to this position. In my opinion, it makes much more sense to first of all concentrate on this hill, because in my opinion this is the strategic position on the map, because from this position on you can first of all hinder the enemy team of going to the middle. Then you can also try to turn around and win the southern portion, but you can also get crossfire from here, not only to all the tanks which are advancing here and you have the high ground here, but you can also get crossfire towards the enemy tanks if they are playing in this position here. So this is the strategic position. Now if you move on top of the hill, depending on whether your teammates are playing here or here, you can open up a crossfire situation, so from here or here. So let's say those tanks advancing, and let's say here's a medium tank, then go here in order to open up a crossfire situation like this. And then if you have won the hill, even if enemy tanks in the south would be able to advance all the way up to this position, so let's say they managed to win the south and were able to go here, then you can perfectly open up a crossfire situation from here alongside with your tank destroyers, which are in this position, or maybe some other heavy tanks. And so it is relatively easy to defend advancing adversary tanks in this position. This is why I would also give you the tip to first of all concentrate on winning the hill, and thereafter winning this portion of the map. So let's see how it goes if we play Chinese border like this. We are in the E75, the German tier 9. Yeah, I would say it's not a super heavy tank, but it is excellent for brawling. And this also means that this is not the fastest heavy tank. So yes, we have a chieftain in our team, and I think the chieftain will also go to the hill and win the hill with its hull down capabilities. But we will not go to the very south of the map, and instead we will help the chieftain, that's what I'm signaling here, to win the hill, because we can win the south later on in the game as just described. So yeah, it will take a couple of minutes until we have won the, or we have arrived at the hill. We'll see how, or we'll see whether we can win the hill. Now, quite a huge amount of tanks of our team are going to the north, which is a misplay if you ask me, because it is very easy to defend the base and it is very difficult to win the north and to exploit having won the north. But back to the game. So we want to open up a crossfire situation on the hill, and so as the T95 is playing on the right hand side of the hill from our perspective, we certainly want to go to the left hand side and once again, as I said, open up a crossfire situation, because this is how you can effectively counter the adversary tanks which are trying to win the hill. Little spoiler before I will release a video. In my opinion, if you're spawning from the northern side, then you want to do the exact opposite. You want to win the very south of the map, and you don't want to play the hill because you have a disadvantage. As you can see, we can open up a crossfire situation, and now it is no problem whatsoever for us to win the hill. Now, can we get... No, maybe not. Okay, I try to light this tank up with shooting on the engine deck. and artillery is focusing us, which is not a problem. Now we have the upper ground, which is another advantage of this tank, because now we can simply shoot the upper hull of the Jagdtiger without any problems whatsoever, and maybe we can even finish him off. Okay, let's keep advancing, and yes, we can finish off this tank. And so now, yes, now we have won the hill, and now it is time to turn around. You should certainly not keep pushing to where the IS-22 is positioned, or the IS-22 of the enemy team, because then you go into a crossfire situation of the enemy team, because the IS-22 will be able to take shots from the south, whereas those tank destroyers, the FV4005, will be able to take shots on you from the north. So don't continue to push if you've won the hill. Instead, turn around and then help your team in the south. Now, if you see that the enemy team has not positioned themselves on the tank destroyer position, so on the E1 position, then yes, go ahead and keep pushing down from the hill towards the enemy team. But in most of the cases, it makes sense to help your team with turning around and then playing as we are doing right now. So we already had 2400 damage, nice, and now we can take another shot on the Type 5 Heavy, nice, here you go. We don't even have to use premium ammunition, which is excellent. And so yeah, so this is how you win the hill in the southern portion of the map on Chinese border. And then even if our team would not have managed to win the north, then we could fall back into our base and defend the base. So this is why I would not recommend to play the north, but instead try to go to the south, win the hill first, and if you've won the hill, then you have all the time in the world to win the further southern position on the map.